Are we live? I think we are live. Yes, we are live. Let me check the mic. Yes, mic is open. All right. Yesterday was a lovely trading day. We had a bullish bias and we took some trades. We took 2 longs, they got stopped out. 1 short, it hit TP, and no, short got stopped out too, excuse me. The last long trade hit the TP and erased all the losses and left some profits, which was pretty nice. Now I will start today by marking out some levels to remind myself what was going on. And I believe today we are taking Monday high. The reason is when I zoom out, I'm on the 4-hour chart, by the way. Let me remove everything. Okay, I'm on 4-hour chart. This was the range extreme from October. Price took that consolidation area, broke above, retracement towards the area, higher high. Price took out the retracement with a little bit deep retracement, but it's okay. Price made the higher high. After the higher high, this became a new point of interest, a new liquidity point. After price took out this one, price turned back higher, broke above these highs over here, this little consolidation area. And then, as we can see, we are seeing this same exact pattern on this smaller range. So this is actually a fractal liquidity example. This one over here is the 4-hour fractal liquidity, and this is the 4-hour original liquidity, this one over here. We are not really interested in this one because it was already taken and it is part of older structure. I'm currently interested in this one. This is also a daily swing high. It was swept and then price went back higher. Seeing that price is sweeping daily swing highs and then receiving reaction from that daily high, the swing high, low, excuse me. I apologize. I was calling this high, but this is a low. Okay, price swept this daily swing low, also for our fractal liquidity low. And price is receiving some kind of reaction from that level. I believe this was a key level, key liquidity point. Price took that and it seems like it is reversing back higher. So when I look at the monthly chart, I can see that the candlestick of current month, which is March, just opened a couple days ago, right? And I expect this month to place its high, form its high right at this level, which is previous monthly open. I believe price may not take out this high, but I believe we might see a wick through this level and then going lower. But this is just the higher time frame analysis, and I change my higher time frame analysis based on what price is actually doing. I mean, for example, if price keeps going lower, right, and invalidates my idea, I'm not going to keep insisting on this level. I will just forget about it and I will trade what is in front of me. I do not trade what I think. I trade what I see most of the times. So yesterday we saw that price took the previous day low, which is Monday low, this one over here, also that key swing level over here. So we longed around this level and exited at this weekend gap low, because my initial target was this low over here, and profits was already pretty good. It was around 250 points, I guess. I probably entered around this level, something like that. And it looks nicer on 1 minute time frame. I entered around here and added around here. The stop loss was here on this low. That was a nice setup. And price actually reached my second target, which is the midpoint of that gap too. This was another target, which is the previous weekly close and fulfilling of the gap. But I was hesitating because I thought maybe price might hit that level in the coming days, and I was correct about it. So I'm glad I just took my profits and then walked away. It was the right thing to do. Maybe I could have left one runner towards this midpoint, or maybe this old weekend gap right here, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter. Right now price looks bullish, but it came to a really significant level for me, which is this weekend gap high. That's an important level for me. So also I can see a reaction from that level. So I'm not rushing for any long setups. And I will draw this Fibonacci right here to mark the first 5-minute candle of today, which is this candle, 9:30 candle on 5-minute. And my Fibonacci only shows the deviation levels. By deviation I mean this simply this. One standard deviation is this one. One standard deviation above and one standard deviation below. Simply this. I just observe this level sometimes, just to get an idea how much manipulation or how much expansion might occur on that day, and I just want to see possible reaction points from price. I mean, if expansion is not really too fast, if price is not going with really strong expansion and full speed, which I don't expect for today. I don't expect a really too fast day today. If price is going to go lower, price might do things like that. Hit this level, retrace to this level, and then hit this again. Maybe consolidate here and then go lower, hit this level, come back to this level. Things like that, right? I mean, this is something that I have experienced when I was watching live price or when I was backtesting. You might backtest this ones too. It's a really simple idea. Just put a Fibonacci, and settings are like this one, very simple. Just looking at the deviation levels and nothing else. And just observing price when price hits these levels. Just seeing what it does. Just trying to get a feeling and create some kind of understanding. Right now, I mean for today, my current target is this gap over here. But I'm not going to force my will onto price. I mean, this is just an expectation, just some analysis, and it might end up being wrong. So if price is telling me that no, your analysis was wrong, I would definitely respect that, and I might change my analysis based on that. But currently, yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see at least previous day high being taken today. It was already taken on Friday. Price is actually in a tricky point. I want to mention that too. I mean, I believe this is a decision point for price, right? I kind of feel like, or I believe that price will come to these levels about 23Ks, right? But I don't know if that would be in March or April. I kind of feel like price might visit this February open before taking out any kind of lows. So I am currently more focused on that level right here. Let me mark this level 2. Monthly chart. Draw something there. February opening price, whatever. Top right or middle right. Lock this one over here. Make this thin. So yeah, I will go back to the daily chart. Price is right in between this 200 simple moving average and 20 simple moving average. Simple moving averages are just simply showing us the average price of the last candlesticks. 20 simple moving average shows us the average of last 20 candlestick, and 200 shows the last average of 200. And this is giving us some kind of idea about the valuation of price. And those also show us what price has been doing, right? I mean, if 20 simple moving average is going down like that, it is just reminding us that recently price has been a little bearish, right? Just that. It is not showing us what will happen in the future. It is just giving an information about what happened in the past. If you think about it, anything, actually everything and anything we use for technical analysis is just like that. I mean, this candlesticks too just showing us what happened in the past, right? Even today's candlestick is just showing what happened today and not showing us what will happen in the future, but we can get some kind of idea from looking at the past. I mean, we can simply say that, think about it like that. We are seeing this price action and we are telling ourselves, well, this price is consolidating, it is range bound, it is choppy, it might keep doing that choppy thing. Would be right about that? I mean, most definitely, yeah, it kept doing its thing. Price will always do whatever it does until it doesn't. This is like that law of physics, law of motion, I guess. If an object is in motion, it tends to be stay in motion, and if not, then object, if I forgot it, you can check it on the Google. You get the gist. It if it has been consolidating, then it might keep consolidating. That's how I create my bias. So I look at the daily chart. It has been consolidating, and I will always assume that it might keep doing that until it doesn't, because consolidation happens maybe for about, if you look at it from this level, 65 bars or 100 days. It consolidated for 100 days and it will break out one day, right? I would rather be correct for 100 days and I would rather be wrong one day. If I would be wrong in the most epic day, I wouldn't care about it, right? I don't care about catching a breakout or creating a bet based on that breakout. If it happens, I will just adjust my behaviors based on that after it happens. But before, I don't care about a breakout. I don't care about these lows for today. I don't really care about these lows today. I can't. It's meaningless, right? Because price already took one low and seems like it's turning back higher. Even if I get a short setup today, that short setup will not be based on these lows over here, because these are daily range extremes. It is an extreme price action, right? I believe price may come and take out these lows someday, but I don't know when, and I don't want to spend my energy trying to figure out when. Instead, I want to focus the price in front of me. So let me go back a little. I was telling that these simple moving averages are just telling us that price has been doing something. This 200 is telling us that price has been going up in the long term, and this 20 is telling us price has been going down in the short term. I created a new indicator. Just this indicator puts an arrow in front, right at the edge of this moving averages, just to show me something, just to give me an idea. This arrow over here shows below and this shows above. I use this just for visual purposes. I don't always leave it on my chart, but as you can see, price has been going up on the long term, and that line that shows us price has been going up has been working as a dynamic support level. Price gets really close to it, bounces, again bounce. Price taps it, bounce. And this is not a small bounce, not a simple one, right? 600 points. That is a money maker, right? Even 100 points is good money, at least in my opinion. And another test on this 200 simple moving average, also sweeping this one, and another bounce, and price could reach at this level. And right now, as you can see, price is bouncing once again, but also, as we can see over here, price is using this level as a dynamic resistance level, right? So price is getting compressed between these two. This tells me to be cautious about a choppy price action, about erratic reversals right at the edges. By right at the edges, I mean edges like that, previous day low, previous day high, or maybe these kind of levels. Also, we have a big, quite big weekend gap or weekly opening gap. It's the same thing. This is not a small gap, so this has some kind of significance, and price is currently, as you can see, going above and below this gap over here, which is simply a visible consolidation, right? So I got multiple indications that tells me price has been consolidating and price might keep doing that. So I am building my context, building my narrative based on that. I am not bullish, I am not bearish, I am not targeting particular levels, I am not targeting external range sweeps right now. I'm not targeting these lows just because they are relative equal lows, right? They might be relative equal lows, fine, okay, but just because they are equal lows or relative to each other, whatever, price doesn't mean that price has to take those, right? I mean, look at this. This looks like a clean pattern for me. I believe price might still purge below this and maybe give some candlestick closures on daily chart, and looks like a bearish reversal, a strong bearish reversal, maybe simple moving average crossover over here, these two, and then reverse back higher. This is my higher time frame analysis, not intraday, so I'm not going to take my trades today based on this analysis. I am using this analysis just to adjust myself in the future if something like that starts to occur. Otherwise, this analysis has no meaning for me. It doesn't matter if this happens or not. It doesn't matter if this ends up being wrong or right or correct, whatever. I don't care about that analysis. It is just a roadmap for me if price shows willingness to doing something like that. Otherwise, I don't care about it. I am only focused. A nice reaction over here from this market open low. Price swept it, took a little reaction. All right. Right now, my bias is bullish, but as I told you guys, price is somewhere that it is really getting compressed. I mean, there is a possibility to see price breaking below this one and keep going lower, or breaking above this one or keep going higher, but also price can do very well this too, break above this one, create a deviation, a manipulation, create the high of this month's candlestick. The candlestick has opened, but we don't know where the high is going to be yet, right? So since price has been choppy, and since Monday high is the first day of March, and since this Monday high also the highest point in the March, I believe that this high is going to be taken. Maybe this week, maybe next week, I don't know, but I believe this high is not going to stay protected on March. The only reason is we are not expanding, right? If we are not expanding, we can easily do yet another sweep. At least that's what I believe. I'm not really afraid of ending up being wrong. I'm not. What if my analysis doesn't play out well? I will do another analysis. I will make another one. I don't really care. I'm not married to my analysis. I don't have to take any trade based on that analysis, right? I take trades when the conditions are looking really good, and I will manage the risk properly. Right now, this could be choppy, and I can easily see that because I have been talking about the choppy price action on higher time frames, and price may keep doing that. There is no reason for price to price doesn't have to, has to stop doing that consolidation. It can keep consolidating. And this, do you see these two simple moving averages? Both are looking flat. This giving us the information that price has been consolidating. And with that information, I tell myself it might keep consolidating unless it breaks out. And if breaks out, that means the shape of this will be changed and I might take a nice setup, maybe a scalp based on that. I mean, look at this. Let me show you how these two looks related to each other when the price is expanding higher, for example. Do you see them? They are getting away from each other. When price retraces, they are getting close and then they are expanding back, and eventually price consolidates. The closer these two gets, price looks more choppier, and after the crossover, price is turning a little bearish. Sometimes it does fake crossovers like that, so I'm not using that crossovers as a direction bias, or I don't know. I use this as a visualization and just information, right? I am just receiving some kind of information. And right here, these two are telling me that price has been flat and it might keep staying flat. If price is flat, I'm flat too. Until when? Well, until price stops being flat. When price does that, then I will start looking for my entry pattern or something like that. If I see a nice setup, then I will take it. Good morning, Geo Hercules. Good morning, brother. Good morning, Oddmark, Mr. Everglow. Nice to see you here again. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Elias. Gökhan, hi, bro. Would you trade everyday live? Yes, I am trading everyday live. Omer Allah. Hi everybody. Hi Omer. It is lovely to see you in here. We are waiting our analysis plays out, otherwise we'll take a step back and change our perspective to see much more clearly and make another analysis, right? Exactly. That's correct. See that as soon as price starts going somewhere, these two starts expanding away from each other. That's what I want to see. I want to see price. These two are getting away from each other, price expanding, price showing me that it has got a willingness. It has got some willingness to go towards a direction. There was this little combo over here, but I didn't even see that. I don't know if I would take it because I don't know. This is a tap low, alright, but this occurred right at 10:30. So it seems like a valid setup, but I was too busy yapping around about price action. It's a simple fractal liquidity sweeps. And if you zoom out, you see a big consolidation area over here and over here. Price leaves the consolidation, makes the tap, makes the higher high, comes back and sweep the tap. After that sweep, a small little consolidation area right here. Break above it, turn back lower, make a swing low and higher high. As soon as this higher high was put in, the this liquidity over here was confirmed. I mean, as soon as price was looking like this, this was confirmed as a fractal liquidity. And after price sweeps that and goes above this candlestick, price confirms the entry, and setup could be something like that. I don't know. But this one is not same with the other one because price already took the external liquidity. I will check ES. Maybe ES didn't take out this one. Yeah, ES couldn't take out this high. But there, I don't see a valid setup on ES as well because ES doesn't have this fractal liquidity over here. So Nasdaq has got this fractal liquidity over here, but price swept this fractal liquidity after the fact that price already took the external high, today's high. So I don't like how it looks. I'm not going to take a long over here. I still believe price might keep going higher, but I'm not going to rush for taking a long setup because I believe that price might make a deeper retracement or something like that, and I can find a nice long position with that, or price might consolidate around here and give me a scalp towards these levels, this one and this one. And if none of those plays out, I believe that price might take out a high and then make a reversal, go back lower, and maybe give me a short setup after that reversal. So I'm not rushing anything. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. In the worst case scenario, I would end today with no setup, and I would be totally okay with that. I want to mention something else as well. If you look this, just draw a line on this level. I'm just observing, just checking what price, how price reacts from that level. Just looking at Monday, and this happens almost every day or every week. Some reaction from that level, after price going above a little, another reaction, not a small one, accumulation above it, going back lower, and again using this as a resistance level. So I can easily say that in the past this level worked as a resistance level multiple times. So this level might once again work as a resistance level. So should we open a short position from here, from this level? Definitely not, because I'm not going to try to catch a mean reversion inside of the range. What do I mean by inside of the range? If we open the daily chart, we can simply see that we are inside of this yesterday's range, right? So if we are inside of this range, it would be meaningless to try to catch a mean reversion setups, because I would rather get my mean reversion setups after the external liquidity has been taken. For example, in here, this is an external low, and this previous daily low is an external low as well. Price sweeps this external low, one more sweep to get the overnight session low, and then price reverses back higher. I mean, there is no reason for me, just because this worked as a resistance level doesn't mean that it will do it once again. If I'm going to take a position, I would rather be on the same side with the order flow. And as we can see, if the flow has been bullish, excuse me, I was wrong to say bearish, I meant bullish. The order flow has been bullish, and I don't really want to stand in front of that order flow just because there is some resistance in front of the price. I mean, resistance, actually support and resistance levels work all the time, but there's a trick question, which is at what degree? I mean, every level works at some degree, right? I mean, we cannot say that this resistance level didn't work. It actually worked. Price received some selling pressure, some other. Are those pressures enough for us? I think not. Because let's say I waited for confirmation and then I entered, and maybe I entered over here, then I would be shorting in the worst possible place. And I don't want to open short positions like that either, right? Because there's always a possibility to see that price is tapping the imbalance and going back higher, or tapping the imbalance, sweeping my stop loss, going back lower, things like that. So I wasn't interested in short positions just because this was a resistance. There are always some support and resistance levels on the chart, and some will work, some will not. And I already told you guys at the beginning of this session that my bias was bullish until maybe Monday high or this level. This is another weekend gap. And this is a tap high as well on 4-hour chart. Because this high was the high that made the last low. So this is a nice liquidity level. After price sweeps this and goes back lower, I might look for shorts. I don't know. But I wouldn't rush. I mean, time frame alignment is really important, right? If I am going to take a short setup based on the 4-hour high, I'm not going to simply go into 1 minute and just see this sweep, right? When I first learned this liquidity stuff, or this reversal trades, turtle soup, IST calls it, I struggled a lot because I would put a daily high or 4-hourly high, something like that. As soon as I saw a sweep, I would immediately start shorting price, any kind of reaction going below. Then I started shorting things like that, but I was experiencing something like this. I mean, this is a 4-hour high, and I wouldn't immediately short right above it. I would watch the price and then position myself based on the price behavior. Checking the ES chart. Again, ES is using the low of this weekend gap. And we are here. If ES had a tap low around here, if this low was sweeping a tap low, that would have been a fractal setup, and I would definitely take that. But there was no fractal here. NQ has got that, had that fractal liquidity, but NQ took it after it took the external high, so I didn't want to participate in that either. I just want to be a little picky. And also price, these moving averages were flat at that time, and there was a possibility to see prices going back and forth. So I didn't want to participate. I might take this one. I think price seems like it might sweep this low over here. I'm going to open my account. Check the ES again. Mm-hmm. 1 hour looks a little ugly, but that's fine, I guess. 30-minute look better. Yeah, this looks okay too. Sweep. All right. Price swept a low, and it seems like it is going higher. I was a little late to enter the... yeah, okay, right now I can enter. Oh, stop loss is going to be a little too wide. So I'm not going to open a too big position. It won't be very big. 2 micro is enough, because this has really small drawdown. It has got 2500 drawdown, which is really small, so I will trade with small size. And price has been really volatile in these recent days. When price gets more volatile, it's logical to trade with small size. I'm going to take a trade with this account today. Close this sheet. All right. Okay. Reset this one. Yeah, that's a solid risk, I guess. 1 to 2 is okay, and it's around this inside of this gap over here. also, oh, price just took previous day high. Let me think right now. Yeah, I think I can take a partial at this level because this is previous day high and there is a possibility to see a mean reversion at this high over here. I'd rather see price keep pushing towards this this gap. I would even want to see that price hitting this level and taking out Monday high, but it might not be. It might not happen today. So since price was already taken out the previous day high, I will size down on this one, make the size smaller. And on this one as well. I thought price was a little further away from previous day high, but it took the previous day high right after our entry. If previous day high was not here and around these levels, then I would definitely let this position run. But right now I am just betting on this gap pulling the price towards itself and also betting on a little more purge inside this behind this previous day high. So but still I wanted to size down. I mean I am trying to be aligned with what I see and what I believe, and what I saw was price has been really range bound and price has been receiving reactions from the range extremes, and price just took one of the range extremes. So I mean if I got this long setup over here, it would be okay. This one I didn't want to enter this one because of this external range sweep. I wanted to see price establishing its basis and starting its movement, so that's why I didn't rush for it. Seems like price is expanding towards my target. It's nice to see this two big candlesticks after price closed above here. I mean, I don't need to take huge positions. I can take small bites like this, and over time I can, as I learn or improve myself more, I can size up. I don't know, I can get more accounts, things like that. Price reached the midpoint of this gap and price might want to slow down over here. It wouldn't be a big surprise, but after seeing these multiple imbalances, one here, another I guess here, let me zoom in, yes, another here and another here. After seeing multiple imbalances, I didn't want to see price coming back to my entry, so I trailed my stop loss to my entry level on both accounts. This seems pretty solid. I will take a partial on this level. This is a great level to take a profit, and I will watch the position. How much points to my exit? 25, which is $50. Yeah, I can just take it from here. I took one partial, and for the rest of it I will be observing this level over here, these highs. I might close it from these levels. It's very likely to see see me closing on this level. But if price just rips higher, if it really comes with conviction, then fine. There's some nice levels around here, but before that we got this gap and another gap, this one over here. We also have this 200, which was the do you remember the deviation level I mentioned at the beginning of this? That is the deviation level I was talking about, and it is another possible level. But yeah, it seems like price is taking out this high and tapping into this this weekend gap over here. I'm going to get some water. Oh, Ömer has got a question. I didn't see that. I'm sorry about it. How do we know which resistance level works? We don't know. we simply don't know. That's why we take partials or profits from that resistance levels. Let me explain my trading logic simply. I rarely buy or sell from a resistance level, okay? Almost 100 point, which is pretty nice. Yeah, it is 100 point. 100 points is cool, I guess. I will close this one. Let me check this. Price couldn't take this level yet. I will leave this stop loss right on this candlestick slow. It looks nice. It looks like a nice level. Another tap over here. If price takes this level immediately and then turns back higher, that could be another long scalp setup. But if price consolidates, maybe takes out this one before takes the low and takes out the mentioned low after the consolidation, then I would be cautious about the long positions. But right now it looks nice and bullish. It already reached my target and I am trying to see how price receives reactions from that level. I believe this is an important liquidity level. Price swept it slightly. I think price might be targeting this low right here. I'm not entirely sure, but it is a possibility. I have this another account. I didn't take a setup with it today yet. I might take one, but I will not rush for it. I want to see if price presents something for me. And if you watch my video about mechanical liquidity cycle and zoom out, I will remove everything right now. In my mechanical liquidity cycle video, I was mentioning and showing this consolidation area over here and this multiple bearish imbalances. and this first retracement towards the area, and price making lower low and price sweeping that high, right? After the sweep, price drops lower, and with that sweep, price also hits that resistance level and gets lower. And after that, after price formed this high over here, price comes back again and takes out the high with real conviction, right? Let me check it once again. And when taking out this high, this time price tested this low over here and this another weekend gap, and then again. I mean, if you just look at this price action just like that, right, you can see some kind of similarities with today's price action, right? Let me close this and just see how today looks. Not exactly the same, but very similar. A consolidation area were left with multiple imbalances. Price left a tap high, a little high inside of the imbalance, made a lower low. After the lower low, price swept the tap again, lower low. After the lower low, price established a new tap, sweep this, and price goes lower again. Price sweeps these liquidities constantly, and price is cycling in between these liquidity levels. That's why I call them mechanical liquidity cycle, because it's something mechanical. It happens over and over again, and price cycles in between them. So if you didn't watch that video, I definitely recommend it. Let me just show it real quick. I am talking about this video over here. Okay. If
Actual markets,
if we check it, just give me a second. The same logic, right? The consolidation area, left the area, leave the area, tap the area, lower low, sweep the tap and go back lower again. So even though this really looks bullish, I am cautious on these levels because price might consolidate for an hour. It can do sideways for an hour, and on hourly chart, that sideways would just look like this. Do you see that? Price consolidates for 2 hours and then goes back lower. So I'm not really afraid of losing all my profits as well, because I believe possibility of seeing price just dropping that from this level is really low. I believe before price reverses, it is going to consolidate and then reverse. So I'm not really scared of losing profits or something like that. And this position went beyond 100 points. Pretty good, I guess. We already took some partials. Maybe I could have carried this one a little further, but doesn't really matter. That's okay, I guess. So yeah, price seems nice and bullish. Price immediately ripped higher from this gap, didn't use this as a rejection level or resistance level once again. So yeah, it looks nice, and I believe it would consolidate a little before reversing back lower if it is going to reverse. So I still can carry this position. I also believe that price might want to test this little fractal over here. This is called as a fractal because on higher time frame it just looks as a wick, but on lower time frame it looks like a supply area. Small one, rather small one, but still. There's a little consolidation over there. I think because of the TradingView candlestick limitations, this gap is not visible on lower time frames. So I want to draw this gap manually so we can still see it when we drop to 1 minute time frame. This gap is from February 8th. So this is not an old gap, it is recent. Yeah, we can call it recent. I'm just trying to see if price is taking a tap low right now. I think I'm going to just close this position. It has got more than 220 points in profits, which is pretty nice. And this kind of profits add up over time. I mean, I get 1 month to pass this evaluation, and my maximum loss is $360, which is pretty small. And my target is $6,000, and it's not that big if you think about it, because it's just 20 trading days for 6K. I mean, average daily profit is 300 to pass this one. And if as I get close to the target or close to the deadline, that 30-day renewal deadline, I don't like paying renewal fees for this kind of accounts. Most of them are charging full fees, so I don't. If this is not passed near the deadline, I will increase size. But right now I don't even think about those kind of stuff. But because I'm not entirely focused on passing this account. I want to be focused on my process. I want to be focused on professional execution. And I know that as long as I keep focusing this professionality, this account is going to be passed by itself. I don't have to focus my energy, redirect my attention, redirect my energy towards passing this one. I don't think about the account. I tell myself, if I take the correct steps, if I do the right things, then account will be passed without me even realizing it. And even if I can't pass it, all I have to do is adjust some things. For like example, don't take 3 micros and take 5 micros instead, right? Or 6 micros. If I took double the position, my drawdown limit would be enough for that. I could take that, and the amount of profits could be double. Even if I didn't close this one, there would be 200 more profits. So I don't really care about the outcome, and I only want to focus on process. This account is completed for today. I'm not going to take another trade from it today. I just want to move it day by day. Now I am on my next account. I don't want to force a trade on this one, and I don't want to feel FOMO. I mean, in the past, I used to do that a lot. I took long setups. I took a nice long setup from 2 of my accounts, but I didn't take that long on this third account. And I would feel FOMO, because I would feel like, I took nice longs with that previous accounts, and I couldn't take a nice long with this one. Now price seems like it might be retracing back lower or giving another opportunity. Let's take that another opportunity with this one. No, I'm not going to do that, because these setups are not the same because price already hit an objective. I took this long and it's done. I didn't take the long this one, and I cannot change that fact. I cannot go back to past. So I'm not going to rush anything over here. I want to watch the price. I want to see something being established. At this point, I either want to see a reversal or a long consolidation and breakout, or maybe a deep retracement and then consolidation and then breakout. I can long this, right? I mean, price might drop lower, consolidate, and turn back higher, and from the pattern I traded on the lower time frame, that liquidity pattern, I just took a long position with that liquidity pattern. Stoic trader calls this swing breakout sequence, or SBS. And if this one occurs, he calls this. Do you see that? Price looked like it was giving the same entry around here, but it didn't play out. Stoic trader calls this swing breakout sequence. I call it SBS either as well. And if price does something like that, retracement lower to take out some tap lows, for example this one, this is a tap low, and consolidate and turn back higher, then make another one, the same sequence over here. Stoic trader calls this a combo SBS, combo swing breakout sequence, and I simply zoom out and look at it like that. This is the expansion, this is the retracement, this is the fractal sweep, and this is where I enter. So I instead looking at it like it's a 3-step. First step is expansion, second step is retracement, first step is fractal liquidity sweep, and seeing this consolidation and price going higher and creating this pattern over here makes me sure that this retracement is done. The retracement is ended and we are going back into the bullish leg of price. That makes me sure about it, so I take this long. If this long doesn't play out, then I tell, there is something going on over here, right? Why didn't it play out? There is some shenanigans over here, and I don't want to trade this, right? Until I figure out what the hell is going on. So if this setup gets stopped out, my favorite thing about this fractal liquidity sweep is it gives me clear directions. I mean, when I say I am sure that retracement leg is over, I'm not telling this is going to take profit 100%. I'm telling this, if this is going to go higher, this shouldn't take out my stop. Maybe it might make a little sweep and then go higher. I mean, a double bottom with sweep. This is a double bottom with failed swing. And this is a double bottom with sweep. Both is possible based on the momentum of price. If the momentum is higher, this happens. Price cannot sweep this one because there's a lot of buyers, a lot of momentum behind the price, and buyers kick in over here and then push price above without taking this low. And if the volume is lower, price might need grab some more liquidity, some more fuel, and then turn back higher. It is all about momentum. Right now price is drawing my pattern, but I'm not exactly sure if this is the end of the retracement. When the daily chart was bullish, I was just clicking long here. This high, price taking out this high would be my entry trigger. immediately. I would immediately click long if I saw something like that in the past when price was bullish on daily chart during 2024 especially. But right now, price is not bullish on daily chart. Remember the things I was talking about, right? Price is range bound on higher time frames. Price took a 4-hour swing, and this was actually a fractal liquidity on 4-hour chart. Either if you zoom out, this is the bigger range. I mean, this is the biggest range over here. Inside of that, we got this range, and inside of that, we got this tap range, tap liquidity over here. I mean, if you watch my video about mechanical liquidity cycle once again, you can see that price leaves a little consolidation area over here, and leaves a tap on here and here. Makes a higher high. After the higher high, price sweeps the tap. After the tap, inside of this leg, price creates the same pattern all over again, right? Inside of this retracement leg over here, if you look at this retracement leg, you can see that price break higher above here, left is tap low over here, right? Higher, tap, higher high, sweep, and go back higher. And when I zoom in, I also see the bearish version of that, right? Going lower, tap, lower low, swept the tap, again lower low. After the lower low, this one became the tap. Now price is sweeping this tap. So when you actually think about it, during this kind of choppy price action, price actually respecting both levels. That's why it gets actually difficult for some people, because people are always biased. I mean, by people, I mean most of the traders are almost always biased, because this is how I thought. I mean, nobody teaches us about the dynamics of the consolidations too much, or dynamics of the balanced markets, dynamics of the liquidity too much. And everybody thinks it teaches us like price always moves like that. If you watch some market structure videos on YouTube, or maybe if you paid thousands of dollars to educations to see that, this is the market structure: high, higher, high, higher, high, things like that, higher, high, higher, low, lower, low, lower, high, things like that, right? But price doesn't always move like that. There is this one before price starts that bullish expansion, and this one doesn't occur randomly, okay? Also between these reversals, price might do things like that. And if we just zoom out, price might consolidate a little while, right? It's a possibility. Is this some kind of untradeable, bad, ugly price action? Is this price action evil? No, it is just price. It is just doing whatever it always does. It is just receiving reactions from certain levels based on collective human behaviors. It's that simple. Now, if you look closely, this is the bigger range. The liquidity is inside the bigger range. This is the retracement over here. Inside of that retracement leg, we see same thing all over again, and this is the fractal liquidity. Price took it, and if we zoom in even further, we see that consolidation area here. Price left the area with multiple imbalances, and price left some another taps and another lower low. So this is also the bearish liquidity point. And what did I say? During consolidating markets, price always receives some kind of reaction from the range extremes. This is the most, if you look at this small range, right? What do you see? Which points are the range extremes? This one is a range extreme, and this one too, and this is a range extreme, and this too. Also, this is a range extreme either, because this is the most extreme point, and this was the second most extreme point. And during the consolidations, price might leave this point and turn back higher from that point and eventually come back to this level in some other time. I mean, look at this. Same thing all over here, right? Price took the most extreme point. After that, price took the second most extreme level. This was the second most extreme, or you may call this one too. This one doesn't visible on daily chart, but okay. This is the second most extreme point too, a swing point. So, but on daily chart, this becomes the second most extreme level. And zoom out here. This is the range extreme, right? On daily chart. Let me show it on the daily chart. This double top over here. Price couldn't take this one. When these are really close to each other, price might leave this one, and price might act like this is one single swing point. And if you look at weekly chart, it is actually one single swing point. Look at that. The most extreme levels on the range, I will mark them as 1. Okay. And make it a little bit bigger. And these are 2s. And inside of those, excuse me, this is 1, 2. This is not 2. This is 2. I think I should make a YouTube video about this idea, because during consolidations this happens a lot, and I think this is even more simplifying the idea. I mean, these are actually the SPS levels on lower time frames, and in higher time frames it looks exactly like that. I'm glad I'm doing these live streams. It teaches me, I teach myself as well, and I teach myself nice things. Most extreme point here, and here, and second extreme points here. Since price has been range bound, price don't just attack to the extremes. It just receives some kind of reactions from the second levels and then goes to the others. So I believe price might eventually take out this one. Maybe dip into the 2 and 3 levels, and I believe price will turn back higher and maybe keep going higher. At least I believe this is how liquidity cycle works. Right now, price didn't give any pattern triggers over here, which is nice. One trigger is right at this high over here, but I wouldn't take this one. I would rather wait for price to show me its hands. So this is where I be as patient as I can, because I don't want to be rushing into a short position. I mean, okay, price already took some significant levels and hit some nice resistance levels that I like to see price hitting, right? But I'd rather be more selective and cautious before I take any short setups. I mean, if I really see a strong reversal lower, then I might consider joining into that. I mean, if I see a start of the bearish trend from here, on 1 minute chart obviously, I might think of joining that bearish trend. But that short position right here felt like a reversal idea. I didn't want to take this position. Again, this is the same logic with this one. But I mean, yeah, this short might play out because of the significant higher time frame levels that price already tapped into, and I want to mark this manually too. The indicator cannot show it because of TradingView's candlestick limitations. By the way, for the weekend gaps, I use this indicator. It is not published yet, but I will publish right after I make the YouTube video about these weekend gaps. I will make a video about these gaps, and I will show how I use them for my trades, entries, etc. I'm seeing the fractal entry idea on 30-second chart, but I would rather see it on 1 minute instead. I don't know. I will wait, because even though this is my entry pattern on 30-second chart, by entry pattern I mean, oh, I can't remove everything. I will remove this too. The idea I was talking about: expansion, retracement, and fractal liquidity sweep right here. But I didn't like the way it looks for several reasons. First of all, this consolidation area is too little. I didn't like how it looks. I mean, it's not a bad consolidation area. It could be utilized, but I wanted to see this pattern on 1 minute chart, and on 1 minute chart, as you can see, this is something different. On 1 minute, this is not a fractal liquidity sweep. It just came back to this little consolidation area. Also, this is another consolidation area. Let me show it like that. See this area over here? If I took my entry around this level, I would be entering right inside of a consolidation, and I feel uncomfortable doing that. I don't like taking my entries inside of these kind of areas. I would rather see price leaving these areas. Also, price couldn't hit this little consolidation area as a support level. Price could have very well used this as a support level. I don't know. So I didn't want to take this one. I might consider taking an entry if I see the same exact pattern above this area, because that would completely be my favorite pattern. Price is also leaving imbalances, which is nice to see for bullish price action. Price left a failed swing. This was the high before the failed swing occurred, and price closed above this high with imbalances. So that looks like a breakout of this little range over here. And on 30-second, it created this pattern. So if I see my pattern over here, I will take a scalp setup. My pattern is simply price broke, tap, higher high, sweep the tap, and use this level, this box, as a support level, and then turn back above these last black candlesticks, bearish candlesticks. So I would take my entries around these levels. Partial here, partial here, partial here. I don't know. I would watch it. If price does that, if price just goes straight up, I will just watch and try to see new structure forming. But I kind of feel like price might be a little choppy on the next hourly candle. So this is where I believe I should be more cautious. Don't FOMO in, be careful. I mean, I can always find good trades, always find some nice trades. My problem is not about technical analysis. And I believe most of the trades are just like me. The problem is not just technical analysis. Problem is not just finding a good setup. We can find a good setup almost every day. The problem is not waiting when we should, or not stopping when we should stop. And so I'm more focused on that kind of stuff. I'm more focused on being disciplined and acting more professional. So I'm alright with losing some opportunities. I mean, over here I didn't take these. You could say I lost some opportunities, but price presented another one over here and it was a nice trade. I mean, I believe it was nicer than this one. Why? Because if I took this trade, price was going to come back to my entry twice after it leaves some profits. Maybe I was going to take a partial on 1 hour, and then I was going to trail to break even, and maybe I wouldn't take a partial and just I would end up with break even. Or even though if I didn't close anything, even if I just carried the position, I would then taking this risk of being stopped out after the profit. Also, I would lose some mental energy, right? I might have felt a little frustrated. I mean, my mental capital is much more important than everything. And in this trade, it was quite smooth, right? I can wait a little. I don't want this entry. I can miss this. I would rather take the trade in which where price never comes back to my entry and hits my target pretty quickly with some nice expansions. So I'm glad I didn't take this trade or this one and take this one. This was nicer one. Just because price swept the previous day high, I wanted to size down a little. I didn't want to be my bigger size. Maybe I could have carried, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. What matters is I stick to my game plan. I waited for price and I didn't take low quality setups, low quality entries. I really waited for the best possible setup I can take, and I believe if I start just from today's Asia session and just observe the price, I can easily tell that I honestly believe that that was the nicest possible setup, at least for my model. That was the nicest one. It was smooth, exactly the way I wanted. Moving averages were close to each other at first, so and price was consolidating. I didn't want to join into that consolidate. I didn't want to bet in my belief. I believed it was going higher, but I didn't want to make a bet on that belief. I wanted to take a higher quality setup, and I'm glad I did that. I am now going to take a paper trade, not a real trade, just a paper, to see how price behaves from certain levels and to get some experience. And this paper trade is going to be a short position. Yeah, I will just let me check this little quick. Minis are too big. I'm going to trade micro, even though it is paper. I'm going to trade micro. Micro and QH. This is the 11 a.m. The opening price of the hourly candle price left an imbalance. If price doesn't leave this place immediately with some imbalances, I believe price is coming back inside this range. So no imbalances yet. Sell stop entry from here. All right. With paper trades, should I trade with micros or minis? Can you share the video link? Okay, I will share the video links I mentioned. This is the mechanical liquidity cycle. And this is the fractal liquidity sweep idea. Anurag says, thank you. You are welcome. Whenever I think about passing, I do grave mistakes. Yes, that's exactly the same for me too. When I force an outcome, it gets worse for me. Hello, smooth operator. Good morning. Welcome. It's nice to see you here. Exactly, process over results. Sosinho says, really smart, awesome approach. I thank you for your kind words. I was trade SPS 1 years. Yes, I have been trading SPS over 1 year too. Oh, it's been 2 years on this. It's going to be 2 years on this April for me. Oh, the short position. It came to 1-to-1. Let's take some partials. I think I kind of understand, but still I am catching a top, so I'm not really comfortable doing that. Okay. This is a break, tap. No, I'm not going to long here. I'm not gonna take a long setup over here. I don't want to take in a long at the top. If price gave me a fractal liquidity setup over here, I would definitely take that, but price came with some impulse. I believe. I don't know. I kind of felt like price is not going to create that fractal setup I wanted to see after this closure over here. After this closure, I kind of felt like price might keep expanding higher, and the reason I felt like that is these imbalances. I mean, there is one imbalance over here, and I also anticipated forming another one, and after this closure, the second imbalance was formed as well, and that price kept going impulsively. I am considering trying to learn taking this kind of trades. I don't know, but maybe I can do that. But I'm not rushing. I'm just telling that I am considering trying to learn that perspective as well, to be able to be more flexible. But I'm not going to rush for it, and I'm most definitely not gonna take a risk with it. Okay. I believe if price is going to reverse back lower, it might take some time, and that reversal might occur after the lunch or maybe even PM session. This is the New York lunch, and this around here 30, or this doesn't matter. New York PM. You can use both. Doesn't really matter too much. Why? Because as I told you before, as long as there is not something really rare or something hot for market, it is not going to reverse back lower immediately. It is going to accumulate some orders, because the big orders cannot be closed immediately. For example, if you were a big institution, if you were a hedge fund, and if you longed at these levels, you cannot close all of your positions at this level, because as long as you start selling, you will push price lower because your volume would be too big, right? And pushing the price lower might cause to exit from worse level, right? You want to exit from this level, and you have got, let's say, 1,000 lots, and you say you sold 100 over here, and as soon as you sell that 100, you are pushing price right this level, maybe this level, I don't know, and remaining of the 900 will have less profits. And if you try to close all of them all together, you will keep pushing the price lower, and eventually some part of your positions would be exited at your break-even level, or maybe even more. I don't know. I never seen the institutions trade, but I know the logic, and I can understand that slippage. If you understand the things about the costs of operating a hedge fund, and understand the how difficult to fill big orders, and the slippage cost, and why the big institutions had to do their best to avoid that slippage cost, right? If you consider things like that, and if you understand those stuff, reading price action gets really easier, because you can then easily create narratives about price action, right? You can, for example, you can easily tell that, well, it's not going to just go lower forever. It just took a level, and it needs to accumulate a little, right? It needs to accumulate a little so that bigger institutions, bigger players can adjust their orders, right? I mean, if some big bank or institution or anything like that, or maybe they are moving collectively, we don't know that too. I don't know. Maybe they are doing this collectively, right? If they are going to close their long positions over here, they can't just click market sell and sell all of them over here, they don't have that luxury. Their positions are too big. I have that luxury. I can just click exit position. That's my luxury. I can do that because my position is so small and I don't need liquidity. I can open and close positions at every single price levels. I don't care, right? I can just click and I can just immediately close it without getting slipped because I'm just opening small positions. Live account or paper doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, that's the logic behind it. And if you know that, you can also know that price might not reverse back lower immediately, and so you can avoid taking short positions at these levels, right? You can just wait for the probabilities, possibilities, and then position yourself based on that, right? I would like to see price taking out this level first, and after price takes this out, I want to see my model, my entry trigger. Price actually gave one, but I don't know, I just hesitated. I didn't want to take the 30-second one. This was the fractal liquidity idea. Maybe I should have taken, because I took setups like that in the past and I took losses like that. I mean, it didn't look exactly clean. It was looking a little bit worse than this one. I took the setup, it got stopped out. Maybe I acted with a recency bias. Maybe just because it had stopped out in the past, I didn't want to take right now. I don't know. I'm just a human, I can make mistakes. This is expansion. But I am always comfortable with not taking that setup. I didn't take it, and that was it. It's that simple. It's not really a big deal. Expansion, retracement, fractal liquidity, sweep. It's that simple. And price turns back higher. And what is the target for this fractal liquidity sweep? This could be a target if this is far away, or if this provides multiple R's. I mean, if you took something like that, I can't blame you for taking partials from level at this level, because if you trade like that, you can survive choppy price actions more, because sometimes price just chops and turns back lower. Maybe you could see this multiple imbalances and keep carrying this. I mean, this might be a nice profit level, right? This is a nice partial level as well, and I mean, this would be the final level if there is no really strong higher time frame level. And I mean, for example, if there was a previous day high over here, then you can target there too, but I would most definitely take partials from this level. I'm not really focusing on taking a banger setup. I'm focusing on teaching my brain how to take profits, right? The amount doesn't matter, because I mean, look at this, right? This is just an evaluation account, and this doesn't have any kind of potential to change my life, right? If I took $800 instead of $400, would my life be changed? This is just an evaluation. I'm going to pass it, then I'm going to build a buffer. After that buffer, I'm going to get some payouts, which is $1K, $2K, $3K dollars. Can $3,000 change my life? No, it cannot. But rewiring my brain so my brain can start to feel like doing this shit is second nature will most definitely change my life. because I will keep scaling. I will not stop scaling. Scaling will be automatic because at some point I am going to feel bored with this and I will want to. I'm currently feeling a kind of flow state, right? I'm in the flow, I'm in the zone. I'm in sync with price action and I love this feeling more than I love money. Okay? So my brain will always yearn for this feeling. My brain will always want that. And how do I provide it? Well, I provide that by increasing the challenge. If the challenge stays the same, my brain will eventually get bored and I will not feel the same excitement toward the job toward trading. So in order to feel that flow state, I am going to have to keep staying in that flow channel. If I increase the difficulty too much, if I risk too much money, or I don't know, if I force my hand too much, I'm going to feel anxious. And when I feel anxious, I cannot be in that flow state. Then I would feel uncomfortable. So it should be easy enough for my skills, right? It shouldn't be too difficult. If you gave me $1 million right now, I cannot trade it and I would probably dread it. I wouldn't enjoy trading because I would feel anxious. But right now, difficulty is too low. Difficulty is low when it comes to psychology, trading psychology, but difficulty is high when it comes to technical skills, right? And I want that difficulty on technical part because I am good at the technicals, but I am not entirely good at managing big amounts or managing high risks. Because I'm not a lucky fella. I believe I'm a lucky man, but I didn't born into a big wealth, so I'm not experienced in managing big risks. Okay. So I talked too much. I want to go back to the topic. I want to stay in the flow channel. That I want to stay in that zone, and to be able to stay in that zone, I need some kind of challenge. Not too much, but not too little as well. I talked about the too much part. Now I want to talk about the too little part. If the challenge is too big, I will feel anxious, which is something I don't want. And if it is too easy, then I will feel bored and maybe eventually depressed out of boredom. So I want a sweet spot of difficulty. Sweet spot, yes. So as I progress, I will just automatically increase the difficulty. Starting this live stream was a step towards increasing the difficulty without taking any monetary risk. Because my brain still has to do something. I had to articulate the things I see. I have to be more systematic. I cannot just trade out of boredom in front of the audience. Things like that. So this live stream was first step towards increasing the difficulty, and I did that with paper trading. After the paper trade, I wanted to go one more step, and start trading evaluations. And now I'm in flow once again, and I will pass these accounts. I will start making some little money from the funded accounts. Probably, I can't see the future, but I believe I will make money from the funded accounts. I will pass this very likely. After that, after making some money from prop firms, getting some payouts, I will eventually feel bored once again and I will need a bigger challenge. And how do I achieve that bigger challenge? If I really mastered the technical concepts, the only way to increase the challenge is just to increase the risk. Try to make more. And I think that's the addictive stuff. I think people are not addictive to making money. People are addicted to feeling when they are making money. And when they finally succeed staying in that flow channel, they just consistently keep going on, because in order to keep being able to keep in that channel, they have to improve themselves so that they don't feel anxious. Also, they have to increase the challenge or take bigger challenges so that they do not feel the boredom. These things I'm talking about, the flow state, the boredom, the anxiety, the flow channels, is not something I made up or I found. These concepts are from Mihail Csikszentmihalyi. Wait a second. Yes. Csikszentmihalyi. You have to practice a little before you can pronounce the surname. And this is the book that teaches about flow state. I most definitely recommend you guys reading that book. It certainly changed my perspective on everything, and I believe that book is one of the biggest reasons I can trade like this right now, because just a couple months ago I was trading like a mess. I was opening short positions on levels like this, and I was opening long positions at levels like that. I was longing the top and shorting the bottom. Believe it or not, I was doing that. But that book gave me a whole another perspective. So I talked about the trading psychology and other stuff a lot. So now I want to look at price and talk about it a little. Right now, as you can see, moving average went lower and went higher and now went lower again, and price closed below it, acted like it is using its resistance level and going lower, but then closed above once again, and then after it price closed below once again and dipped below. Now it is consolidating, right? And if I see something like that, break, tap, higher high, sweep off the tap and turn back higher, I'm going to take a long position. You are going to hear me saying that a lot. You might get bored by it. If price does that, I'm going to take a long position. Otherwise, I'm just sidelines. And I want to see it quick. I don't want to see price idling around too much. I mean, if price just keeps consolidating around here, these moving averages will keep getting close to each other. And when these two are very close to each other, I wouldn't want to take a trade, because when these two gets close to each other in two occasions, when price makes a weird kind of retracement, when price consolidates too much, I mean, as you can see in here, if price consolidates too much, these two gets close to each other. If price is just making weird manipulations, these two cross multiple times, I mean, makes a cross and cross once again. And finally, if these two gets closer to each other when price is reversing. So I'm just gonna wait a little around here. The reason I told you guys, if it is going to reverse back lower, it's gonna take some time. It's gonna be probably after lunch. These two was really far away from each other. It was looking like something like that. This kind of V-shaped reversals are not the characteristics of lower volatility. This kind of stuff happens when volatility is really high. And currently, as we can see, volatility is not that high. Price is range bound. And another way to observe volatility is just simply look at this. This is just the volatility index. And it's not that huge right now, right? When it gets higher, I mean when it is around higher levels like that, then price is more volatile, or during the times like that. And when price is more volatile, you might see more V-shaped reversals. I mean, you might see this keep going lower. Otherwise, or maybe there would be a news. Trump might be speaking. Powell might be speaking. Something like that. I don't know. You can see them with the speech news too. Otherwise, price doesn't reverse immediately. It consolidates. If the volume is too high, price then attack one direction. But if volume is not too high, then price will attack liquidities instead of directions. And there are multiple liquidity points on both sides of the market. So during the slower price might want to sweep them first. For example, price came back to cut this level here, turn back higher, took this here, turn back lower to this gap and this level. I don't know what would it do next, and I don't need to know. All I need is confirmation. If this shit is bearish, if it is going to keep going lower after sweeping this high over here, then it should keep going lower, right? But if it doesn't go lower and make a higher high after this imbalance step, and then after the higher high, if it comes back to sweep this, and if it receives reaction once again, then I am going to consider that, well, this liquidity is not pushing the liquidity above this high is not pushing price hard enough. So this might be a nice long side fractal liquidity sweep setup. So I take that trade. But if this cannot make a new high, if this cannot take out this high, then I'm just sitting and watching. Because if this cannot make an high and take this low, that might be a sign of weakness. I think I can study some kind of nuances. For example, over here price has got multiple imbalances and a nice consolidation area on a nice level. Maybe this time price might sweep this and still keep going higher. I don't know, and I don't care either. That's something not I didn't experience, and I didn't backtest. If I backtest it, I mean, if I want to open a long position below this level before price takes out this high, then I have to study it. I have to learn it. I have to see it on live price action and on past price. Otherwise, I am not interested in it. But as you can see here, price left a tap. I would love to see price sweeping this without idling around too much. I wanna see price swiftly coming back, sweeping this one and tapping this 20 SMA and turning back higher. If price does that, I'm on a long position. If price doesn't, I will be keep waiting because I believe today I'm going to find something eventually. This might keep going higher without giving me a long position, and that's fine. Because price is not rushing anywhere, it's not that fast. It has been sweeping a lot of highs and lows, so that means price is not running somewhere, and eventually it will sweep something else. I mean, if I improve myself enough, if I experience this kind of stuff enough, I can take this kind of setups either. Look at that. Price is not taking any low, and it is running to 5R. And look at the levels look at the level it is receiving a reaction from. And look at the other one. I accidentally no, it was drawn on the other Nasdaq chart. I don't know. I don't think that short position was a bad one. Especially when you look at it like this. Right? I mean, the more I learn, the more I will be able to trade this kind of stuff. I closed the half, and you take the entry, and next minute you are risk free because you closed the half of the position. And after it went a little bit, it dipped a little bit more, the risk was even lesser. Now price didn't take the level I wanted to see price taking out. It's okay. I am a patient guy. I already took some setups today. Yeah, I mean, even if I spent the rest of the day without taking any other setups, that's fine. I didn't lose my mental edge today, and that's a win for me. Oh, I forgot to check the chat once again. Hello, Zar Trader. Thought to buy at top of day and week. Yeah, yeah, we should be careful about this one. I totally agree with that. We should be cautious buying at the weekly highs and daily highs. If you look at the weekly chart, we are near the high. Already executed pretty one with the insights. Now we just sidestepped and watching. Exactly. Time to learn and discover until chart moves and shows us its hand. Definitely. Paper trade mode on. Spot on. I actually have kind of a daily bias every day, but I don't care about my daily bias too much. I don't care about being right or wrong. I always assume that I can always be right or I can always be wrong. It doesn't really matter. What matters is I am just waiting patiently for a high probability level, a level that there is no too much. Think of it like that, okay? Imagine some kind of way, right? And then you see a crossroads, okay? Something like that. And maybe another crossroads. was wrong. Something like that as well. I will explain in a second why am I drawing this. Okay. So imagine that you came to this crossroads, right? And you see a sign, or you see a person, a monk is staying over here. This bald monk is telling you that if you go straight ahead, you are not going to lose anything or win anything. And if you take one of these crossroads, there are 4 crossroads over here, you can make money or lose money. But only one of those crossroads, always one possibility is profitable. Let's find ourselves a dollar sign. I don't have a dollar sign. Okay, I will text it manually. For example, this has the money and the others, this one has loss. And others has loss as well. This is money and 3 others are loss. Okay? But you don't know which is which. You just have got choice. You either keep moving to see a better crossroad, or you just take your shot. In here, you have got 25% chance for making and 75% possibility for losing. When I see something like that, I just keep moving, because keep moving I don't lose anything. Along the way, as long as I keep moving, I do what? I accumulate experience, right? I learn new stuff. Price seems like creating a pattern over here, but it's really close to range highs. I don't know. This might end up hitting the TP. I will observe it with a paper trade, but I don't know how far it can go. I'm not sure if it can hit 2 hours. Even if I leave my stop over here. And you know what? I'm not going to get scared, and I will set a limit order for it. Was it this one? No, the account is this one. Entry would be here, or would it be here? Yeah, entry originally would be on here, so I will leave my limit entry over here. I'm not going to open a big position right here, and this will probably a scalp setup. I was a little busy showing that crossroad idea, so I didn't take this pattern over here, but that's okay. Sometimes it happens. Let's get back to the idea over here. Over here, I keep walking because I don't want this. I want to see something like that, either or. Because the greatest thing about that, let's say I choose this one, right, and I lost, I will be thinking about these 3 other possibilities. I will be thinking about, should I turn back and take this path, or should I turn back and go there, right? And I can constantly keep losing. I can do this. I lose here, turn back here, lose here too, and then turn back here, lose here, and then man, I did wrong, and then turn back and lose again, eventually blow the account without even thinking about coming to this level. Of course, there's always possibility to end up with this level and get a easy money, but that easy money teaches my brain to keep chasing this, and I don't want this. I want something like that. Come here, take it, take the loss, right? After the loss, if I turn back to the money, right? If I cannot turn back, let's say I entered here, I lost, and when I come back, this path was already done. I can't come back here. Then okay, I can just keep walking. That's why I am trying to be more patient with my setups. I am trying to take less. Price took an external once again. If this was a live account or evaluation account, I would likely take partials from here. Price didn't take my limit entries, right? So I'm going to cancel those. I didn't want to FOMO in over here. I don't know. I believe this is a nice pattern, especially when it is right with the weekly gap. Do you see how price use these weekend gaps as support and resistance levels, right? This level worked as a resistance. Price couldn't hit, but after price get near to the high of it, price received a reaction. Low of this one, reaction from the areas, and reaction from this high once again. And look at this low over here, a little bounce until the midpoint, and lower again, and using the midpoint several times, reverse back higher. Now this low becomes a support once again, with when it is coupled with the idea, the pattern that we were waiting, it became even better. I don't know. Price doesn't always have to reverse from the levels like previous day high, right? Because we are near the range lows. We are near the, look at this range, we are near the lows, right? We swept the lows, bounced from there, took a nice reaction. Maybe this too little high over here might not be enough for price to reverse immediately. Maybe price eventually wants to visit these levels I mentioned, or maybe even low of this consolidation area. I believe this is a nice key level. Look at this consolidation area. Price might want to tap this level today, maybe tomorrow, or I don't know. Price might even take out this high and even more. I mean, I have been bullish for a while. I have been targeting this gap over here for a quite while. Let me show you when price was around here, and I will draw the gap first to show you. Yes, this gap over here. Look at daily chart. Look how close it get to it multiple times. Around these levels I was targeting this gap, and around these levels as well I wanted to see something like that, price tapping this and then coming back lower and then doing whatever it does. It couldn't take out that gap because it actually had some other gap that I didn't notice because I was looking the most recent ones, and just a couple more weeks ago this one I didn't notice this one. It's normal because I look at the recent ones. Okay, so close this one. I didn't notice this one, but price Reverse back lower. ES already tapped this. There was also a divergence here too. So price went back lower. Now maybe price might be targeting that gaps I wanted to see, right? I have been waiting for them for a real while. Structure still seems bullish. I like this step low over here. Okay. I really care how price behaves below this low, how price reacts. Does it bounce or does it chop? Or does it immediately close below and another impulsive bearish candle? Does it leave imbalances? Bearish imbalances. Things like that. Just observing and waiting. We are getting near close to the New York lunch. Alright. The stop loss is going to be a little too wide, but I believe that is still scalpable. I couldn't set the order there. Alright. Give me 5 more. If this gives me a partial on 1-to-1, I will take it. Because I am longing near the high of today and high of the week. Even though this was a nice support level, even though structure looks nice, we are in a more expensive price levels, and also this could be a deviation above this gap and price might want to reverse back lower. So this is a scalp. I mean, something like that possible either 1 hour and then come back lower. So this is where I just wait and leave some more buy stop over here. Yeah, it seems like it is taking the stop loss. Okay, stop loss is taken. First stop of the day. And I should immediately reconsider what has been happening and what happened here. As you can see, we were trading the same pattern over and over again, and right now price kind of seems like there must be something bearish going on around here. Something might be changing, right? I am currently taking notes of this kind of stop losses. I am looking at the time when it occurred. I'm asking myself some questions. Is it about getting close to lunch? Is it about the very expanded price, or is it just wanted to make a double bottom, right? This could have been a double bottom sweep and another sweep because price is getting exhausted, right? Price has been price made single sweep over here and then went back higher, and in this combo again single sweep, double bottom, but didn't sweep this one. Right now I'm just asking myself these questions. Is it right now, is it making a double bottom, or is it turning something more weaker? So this is where I gotta stay patient because I had got some bad habits in the past. I used to revenge trade a lot. I would get mad at price, I would get mad at myself, and I would immediately making it back. I would be angry towards myself for not taking this one, things like that, and taking the second one and losing with it. So this seems like a double bottom and then reverse back higher, but I still hesitate because of this, because price has been expanded quite a bit. But I also feel like price might reach to that level. Right now I want to see a failed swing before price taking out this high. By failed swing I mean I want to see something like that, and then without taking this slow, turn back higher. Let me check this color of this. Price might want to tap into this other imbalance. Yeah, these places are looking nice as a target. Previous day high seems like it didn't cause a reversal, and these levels, this is previous day high and this was the other high. Okay, I don't know, I trusted these multiple imbalances and this nice wick, but price just wanted to make another dip below and then turn back higher. Maybe I just should have waited for this double bottom over here. I don't know. I will see in the future. I just got the experience and I will now keep observing. I want to check ES chart. ES made a nice fractal setup as well. Alright. Now I wanna close this execution, marks, labels, etc. I mean, I'm currently managing the risk, so I don't want to lose big when I lose. I want my winners to be bigger than my losers. I'm just patiently waiting right now, and when I zoom out a little bit, I can see that this actually turned into another tap liquidity over here. Someone is eating something. Yeah, that was me. I was eating a rice cake. Hello, does the SPS model works on any time frame? Okay, first of all, I believe SPS is not a model. It is a framework. It is just some kind of idea of liquidity sweep, a liquidation. And yes, if something is working on daily chart, it probably works on every time frames. If something works on hourly chart, 50 minute, 5 minute, it probably works every single time frame. And if the asset has got enough volume, it likely works on that particular asset as well. I am from Turkey, brother. Where are you from? if price just keeps chopping around here, if it just consolidates, for example, let's say price comes back to this low, this consolidation area over here, price comes back near these levels, for let's say, okay, price is around here and just chopping, and the 20 simple moving average starts to look like that, and this two is getting close to each other. If during this kind of occasions price just closes below this low and starts moving lower, that is likely a bearish reversal. If something like that happens, then I wouldn't be looking for long setups anymore. Right now it still looks bullish to my eyes, but obviously I don't want to be longing at the top. And right now the swing, I am focused on this one. I mean, as long as price doesn't take out this close below this low over here, it looks bullish, because this is the last higher low of the external structure. I'm going to just erase some of the lines. This is my tap low, but I don't feel too confident about this one. I kind of feel like price might starting a deeper retracement because of this. Let me show it like that. Maybe price might want to sweep this level, this high over here, and I believe price will take out this low over here, but I don't know what will happen after that low. I mean, I don't know if this reverses back higher from here, or if it just chop around and makes a deep retracement near this low. I mean, this is a, I don't even know if this sweeps this and then immediately reverses back higher. I'm not really sure about anything right now, because price is in a really extreme place, an expensive place, but also this low is a little SPS step low above this, after price went above this range. I mean, on 1 minute time frame, this was the last higher low and price just swept it. It was the tap liquidity of SPS, but as I told you, I don't know if this makes a double bottom once again, because this SPS was completed and price just went above this high. After this SPS was completed, this became the new tap low, right? And then price swept it. Now this might be a double top or another bearish SPS in this little area over here. And look at the way this 20 simple moving average looks. I don't really know if it keeps reversing, if it keeps going lower, or if it just leaves this high protected and just come back lower to this level, because this level, it was significant on 1 minute time frame, but it's not that significant on 5 minutes time frame. If you look at the chart on 5 minutes, this would be the last low that we want to see protected. Right now I don't really know what happens yet. I mean, I would normally expect price keep going higher, because that's the pattern, right? The pattern I have been trading all along. I don't want to remove everything. I will just remove this one. Closure above this high over here might push price above this high. But taking a trade, long trade like that wouldn't give too much risk to reward ratio. This would be 1-to-1. And price might be chopping, and as I told you guys, price might leave a failed swing over here and go back lower. So I believe the structure is okay. It is bullish. The pattern is okay as well. It's a nice long setup. But the place, the area it has been occurring, right? It looks, I don't know, looks a little bit suspicious for me, and it is New York lunch right now. I still think that price might do something like this. Something like that over here. It's possible to see that price getting close to this low and then coming back higher. Ideally, I wouldn't want to see that, but I don't know. Price has been really consolidating and small in these last couple of months. I mean, this is normally a nice support area. This is the SNDR, or supply or demand responsible for the breakout. If we accept this as a breakout, this candlestick closures above this high, then this area over here becomes the demand area that caused this break. So this actually looks like a nice SBS setup, but as I told you, I got a little confused after this stop, and this looked like playing out, and then price came back and it was a little consolidating, and it was lunch, so I considered the possibility for a deeper retracement. I clicked a paper trade to get a feeling about it, and I can now see that I clicked that paper short near the tap low over here. And I believe taking short setups near the tap lows and long setups near the tap highs are not really optimal. I really don't know what happens next. I'm going to be honest. Most of the times I never know what is going to happen next. Oh, you're from Poland. I heard that it is a nice country. It is cold out there. Oh, Mr. Everglow said, see you tomorrow, bye. I think we couldn't say goodbye to him, but we can say goodbye behind his back. Goodbye, Mr. Everglow. Okay, what do you guys think about this live stream and the logic behind the trades? Do you guys enjoying or learning something new? Let me know how you feel about these live streams in the comment. Your feedback is important for me. I really value what you think. Will you open the Discord group? Well, I mean, I can easily open a Discord group, but Discord is restricted in Turkey. I have to use a VPN for it. Maybe I can open it from my laptop. I don't know, maybe I can open a Discord just to... I don't plan to do paid stuff right now. Paid mentorship, things like that. I don't want to do it. At least not right now. I'm currently more focused on my growth, my own growth, and these live streams are really helping me to learn a lot of new stuff. I am learning with you guys over here. So Sinho says, I enjoy it a lot. Every live stream is pretty valuable. I am leaving all the groups for you. I thank you. So Sinho. I use SPS to trade, but not consistently. Yeah, we are all trying to be consistent, brother. It is a little more, it's a little difficult to be consistent. I kind of feel like price is going to come closer to these lows. What do you guys think about it? I feel like price might want to test this 11 candlesticks open level. This level. And maybe go even beyond it because price already tested this level. And if it doesn't keep going higher from this level, I believe, I mean, if it comes back to take out this low once again, I believe this might finally come back to this imbalance, this gap, whatever, or maybe just sweep the low and turn back higher. I think that might happen because it is lunch. Lunch likes doing ugly stuff like that. In fact, I am going to take a little short setup right at this level and target this low over here. Just a small one. I'm just learning how to trade mean reversions like that. I mean, it's much more difficult to trade these kinds of reversals. And your stop size is smaller. So if you think about the size of stop loss, it feels like small risk, but the probability of me getting stopped out is a little higher. So I don't know. When you think of the stop size, it seems like low risk. But when you think of the probability of getting stopped out, then it seems like high risk. I don't really know. If price takes out this low, it will be much likelier to see this the levels I was waiting for, these levels, or maybe even beyond. This was the low of the previous 5-minute candlestick, and if price takes it out, I am adding another one, sell stop. With a sell stop, I am adding 2 more. Very small risk. The danger about this kind of small risk is getting too much paper cuts and death by 1,000 paper cuts. When you take trades like that, it seems too small. $38, it cannot kill an account. It feels like that, but I gotta be very cautious about this, because if I constantly keep clicking more and more and more, then the risk will be increased. This eventually might add up and turn into too big of a risk, and hard to identify the protected high, right, or low. Are you talking about today's price action, or are you talking about your experience in general? Okay, questions for you regular guys. It's been almost 3 hours and some people are still here. So I assume you are the regulars of the session. So I am going to ask this question to you. Would you like to see a Discord or Telegram community, a group, some group that we share our ideas, our experiences, the things we learn, etc.? It will be for free, obviously. That is the first question. And the other question is, would you be interested in seeing live sessions on the weekends, like backtesting live sessions or studying together without live chart? I don't know, maybe rewinding the price and checking what is going on, things like that. So you would rather see Discord instead of Telegram, okay. What would you guys like to see inside of that Discord group? The risk will be around $100. Yeah. Okay, I mean, let's see a closure below this low. I sold another. Let's rip back lower. That is a nice candlestick closure. Now I don't want to see price taking out this high. It kind of feels like price couldn't break out from this range and it might be coming back to the just give me a second. Put the stop loss. Did it hit 1 hour? No, it didn't hit 1-to-1. Couldn't reach that. That's fine. This is the new candlestick. I want to see how this 1 minute closes. Give me an imbalance and I'm selling another one. Yep, it gave me the imbalance. I sold another one. Risk is now $200. I mean, which is, yeah, which is okay. Not too big, not too small either. If price moves, we get something nice. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Her educational streams. After watching all of Stoic Thea's public streams, I have a feeling that your streams are exactly what I need. Live examples, experiences. Thank you for your kind words, Andrea. Yeah, live experience is what we all really need, I believe, I guess. We really need to experience everything live because the patterns by itself are not enough. If the patterns were just enough, there would be a lot more profitable traders and a lot more bots, trading bots, etc. The AI still cannot trade as good as humans, and that means trading profitably requires some context. Without that context, trading gets much more difficult. So I mean, that's what I believe. We need that context, and human brain is good at understanding that context, but we can only understand that context by trial and error or observing live price observation. I mean, SBS is just this pattern, right? high, low, higher high, low swept, and maybe double bottom and then turn back higher. Now, I will draw it exactly the way Stoic Trader teaches. This is the SPS idea, right? If you look at this closely, this SPS long played out. If you look at this like that, this played out. But if I was someone who targets 1 to 3, then I would have ended up with loss on this setup, right? And if you zoom out a little, price printed yet another SPS, but this time it didn't make the double bottom. It just went higher without the. If you are someone who targets 1 to 2, then price didn't take that, right? This might get stopped out. I don't know. Might hit the TP. Feels like it's gonna get stopped out. There are many things to consider, and we cannot just memorize everything and then try to apply it, right? We have to experience everything step by step. For example, these weekly gaps, these levels works great, like, right? On hindsight, if I show you, do you see how great this midpoint works? I see does it all in his all live streams. He shows it. Do you see how it perfectly works? And yes, it works perfectly when you see in hindsight. But live trade gets more messy because, for example, are you going to short it? Because this works at support and resistance level, right? If you are going to short it, why? And how much stop loss are you going to lose? And how are you going to short? Are you going to immediately sell from here? Or are you just going to wait for some candlestick confirmation, something like that? How are you going to sell, right? If you are not going to sell, why? Just because it has been bullish and you don't want to toss a headbutt towards a bullish momentum? Fine, you already created some kind of context. If you are telling that you are not selling on this resistance level just because the order flow has been bullish, then you start using some context. And in order to be able to use that context, we need experience, right? We need nuances. And we cannot get that experience unless we observe the price. It has been hovering around the break-even for a while. 5-minute chart looks a little bearish. I mean, it looks like it cannot go above here, and it looks like it wants this low and maybe even this one. I mean, it looks like it cannot break out, and when it cannot break out, it comes near the range lows or range midpoint. So this was something like a trial. Normally I wouldn't do something like that. But when I'm on this live session and when I'm trading with you guys, I feel a little more confident and calmer. So I thought maybe this is a good time to try something out, experiment things. I don't know. Try to trade the context instead of trying to trade these patterns, right? If I was going to trade a pattern over here, that would be a long from here. But I didn't want to trade the pattern. I wanted the context because I pretty much knew that price might not keep going at the lunch and price might wanna maybe come back at these levels, right? And now on 5-minute chart, it looks like a bullish SPS. Micro didn't take out the low yet, and let me check Nasdaq. Nasdaq didn't take out the low as well. I believe price is tapping this 20 simple moving average on 5-minute chart. That's just a belief. So that might be a nice place to take a partial profits. Let me check it on the 5-minute chart once again. This candlestick is about to get closed. And price is not ripping lower. And that is a little bullish sign. I mean, I observe the behavior of price, and then I take my partials based on that, right? I didn't really like this candlestick over here. If it ripped through lower without any retracements, it could have been nicer for me and I would have carried it all the way to this gap. But right now, I'm looking the way this candlestick forms, right? Price left that candlestick, couldn't take the high and left wick on both sides, and on the next candle, tested here, right? And then came back lower, close near the low. And in the next candlestick, price couldn't test this level, right? So price tested this candlestick on here. Now I'm looking at the way this candlestick closes. If this candlestick closes around here, right? If this becomes a bulky candle, bulky bearish candle, then I would expect price to start maybe going below this 20 simple moving average and beyond. But if price doesn't close bulky and closes something like that or something like this, I mean if price leaves a wick below, then I will be looking at this level. It didn't close the way I wanted. I wanted it to close around this level, right? This looks like a doji and I didn't really like that. So I'm not going to be able to add to this position. I mean, if this candlestick closed a little bit more bearish, right? I would add my positions on this level. But right now I don't really like the way it looks. I mean, I think it kind of look weird. Price didn't take out this low, and price couldn't go higher after using these levels as well. Now this seems like a bearish SPS on the lower time frames. I want to show it to you like that. On the lower time frames, especially during the lunch, it looks really ugly, but sometimes it does this kind of stuff. I just want to show it to you. I don't trade this, but just wanted to show it. A consolidation area, price left the area, left a retracement towards the area, came back lower, took the retracement level, and then maybe it is turning back lower. I mean, if this was if this closed a little bearish, price maybe couldn't take this high over here, right? It is really important how it closes. Now I'm looking at the closure of this candlestick. If this candlestick closes around here, then I would like to see next candlestick just ripping lower. I would like to see this closing around here and the next one ripping lower, because as you can see here, these candles are relatively bullish and they look kind of nice, but price stopped immediately at this high, and then now it is trading below this low. This signals me that price cannot just keep going the expansion higher. It kind of seems like it needs more fuel below, but it also doesn't look really bearish, right? Right now, if you look at the textbook, this is a tap low, right? But I wouldn't long at this step low. Why? Because look at how price has been behaving below this 20 simple moving average. The reason I wanted to experiment and feel this experience on here the live session, first I really want to show you guys something. I really want to teach you something valuable, right? I want to give value. I don't want to act like the other scammers who constantly lie to get some money. I mean, I believe it's really stupid to lie to people, right? All you have to do is give some kind of value. You don't have to lie to get likes or, I don't know, get watched on the internet. I don't lie to anyone and people still watch me. Maybe I could have less followers. Maybe I wouldn't be visible as much as the others that furrows, but I don't really care about it. I mean, all you have to do is grab attention when it comes to this social media stuff, right? And there are multiple ways to grab the attention, right? You can either lie to people to grab their attention. You can either use flashy stuff, edit videos, Lambos, etc. Also, you can provide value, right? And when you provide value, you attract smarter peoples, right? Do you see any toxic people in this stoic trader community? I believe I think I never seen a toxic student of stoic trader. I believe everybody is nice, calm, grounded, because they are a little more smarter than the average people. If they are not smarter, they just value knowledge, right? They value some virtues. So I believe this stoic traders community is one of the greatest community over here. Now price is coming to this SNDR level, but price already tested this twice. One tap over here, went back higher, came back to do the SPS, tested the level again, and I feel like this level might be exhausted. So, but it's really normal to see some kind of wick over here, or even maybe retracement. I would the 5-minute chart looks even better than I wanted. I wanted to see this closing around here and then next candlestick ripping lower. Now it looks even better. Yeah, I like that. If I was trading alone, if I wasn't doing the live stream, and if I was all by myself, I would probably click to reverse position around this level. I would tell, oh man, I was wrong, I should never open this short setup, and I would maybe I would do that. I mean, not definitely, but maybe. So ES took this one, so I'll take partials. It could have been nicer if I saw it earlier, but that's fine. It is what it is. And since I already took partials, I can be a little bit more greedy with this one. ES failed to take this high. Nasdaq took it. ES seems pretty nice, pretty bearish, and these two are getting closer. If it keeps going lower, we might see a moving average crossover, and that crossover would have been already brought us around these levels. I just want to thank you guys for providing value for, I don't know, I believe this stoic traders community is a special community. Nobody is caring about anyone else. By caring about anyone else, I mean some people are getting toxic, getting defensive or offensive about some certain things. For example, when you say something bad about ICT, people who uses ICT concepts might get angry towards it because they kind of feel like they are attacked, right? They feel like if if there's something wrong with ICT, then their concept is wrong too. Then they have to protect that concept and ICT at all costs, thing like that. Yes, it is getting beautiful right now. I already took my partials. I am almost risk-free. I mean, I'm going to just trade my stop loss at this high. I feel like if price takes out this, it might take this too. Now I would really like to see some I didn't like this candlestick, but that's fine. It is whatever it is. It kind of looks like it doesn't want to reverse and go too deeper. I still believe it might keep going lower to come back to this level, because I want to show you this with this indicator. If you wish, DM me on Twitter and I will send you the codes for this indicator, this script over here. Send me a DM on Twitter. I will reverse it in the future, but if you want it now, since you are my regulars, and since we are becoming a community, a nice community, just send me a DM. Yeah, that's what I want to see. But price didn't rip lower immediately, right? Price just hit this level. If price comes back lower and makes another low, I will keep taking partials, because I wanted to see price ripping lower more aggressively. I mean, if I saw that, I would adjust my targets around these levels. I would target this low, maybe this low, these levels, right? But since it is not ripping lower aggressively, I'm not going to target too deep levels. I'm just going to target this level and then just observe price. It could have been nicer if ES didn't take out this low. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes one pair gets weaker or stronger and hits the target, but the other cannot hit the target. It is what it is. It's the nature of this business. But I would like to see ES coming back lower to tap this 200 simple moving average here. ES makes another low, and also Nasdaq makes another low, gets closer to this level. I want to place price. I want to see price taking this level, this low. Normally this is the low I would like to see protected, but since it is launch, it has tapped this multiple time and price is exhausted near the highs. Because of these reasons, I want to see this level getting taken. And I am currently not, I didn't really took a setup with my model. And maybe I could have taken the short at this level after price swept this high. I don't know. Maybe not. It would be lovely to see price dropping right at here. Something like that. I don't know. Yeah, this would have ended up with bigger risk to reward ratio, I guess. Where did I enter this short? I entered from here, but I added some. My stop was already here. Oh, this setup already hit 2 hours, huh? Yeah, it hit 2 hours and I closed half before it did. Let me check it. The entry was around this level. About this level. Okay, give me another one and rip lower. Good job, honey. Keep expanding lower right now. Come on. You want that lows, I know it. You want this. Come to the imbalance. Won't you? Lunch is really difficult to trade for me. Even price when gets near to lunch. Around this level. Maybe I should take a break around this level. Right? Maybe I shouldn't trade the last 15 minutes of the AM session. That could work great for me. If it turns back lower without taking my stop loss, I am adding another one. If it takes the stop loss, I don't know. I'll watch and figure something out, I guess. I really don't like seeing the divergences. Couldn't take the profits, but that's fine. We are on square one pretty much. I knew that this would end up being a retracement, but I hoped for this level over here. This little area, this tab. Let me check ES once again. ES looks weird. Go back to Nasdaq. Check ES once again. I'm gonna short another one below this low. After this candlestick closes, it is going to close on some second. Not market. Stop. How many minutes to how many seconds? 27. Okay. I think it is going to take the entry with this candlestick. But it just one tick below. Oh, it didn't. Okay. What is the size of my stop loss? I can see it right now. Oh, it is too small. Add a couple more. Nice. It would be nice to see price taking out this low. That could be a nice partial area. Yeah, I can close half of it from here. And give me that level, Nasdaq, come on. I set the maximum daily loss for this account as $800. Let me check ES once again. I like the way this 15-minute candle is turning into. And I like the way these candlesticks are being closed. And I think I could have opened 10 over here, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. We hit 1-to-1. I want to take 2 partials. I wasn't fast enough. I think I should leave limit orders in these kind of occasions before price comes to the level. And for that I have to add this thing to favorites. Where is this favorite? I can't find it. Okay, I will look at it later. I will focus on the position right now. Last minute of the 15-minute candle. It would be nice to see price closing below this level. Below this. It would be even better if it closes inside of this weekend gap. Come on, close inside and just at least hit this level. This level over here would be great. And that would be this tap low. A nice partial place. Price tapped imbalance. Let's see what happens from here. Can you draw previous day highs for inspecting 1-minute chart? February, okay. February 20. And February 18. Check the levels on 1-minute chart. I understand what you're saying. Price is not receiving reaction from these levels and consolidating above them, so that consolidation might maybe push price a bit higher. That's a possibility, I guess. Let's see what happens. Is it going to... Let's see what happens. Is it going to stop that or is it going to reverse back lower? It seems exciting. I think I gotta be more quick with this kind of price action when taking the partials. Partial from this level could have been really nice. Nice. ES looks nice. Nasdaq doesn't look so nice. I want to see price closing below this 20 SMA. It has been consolidating a while. And this could be a nice long setup for a fractal liquidity sweep. I think it is now taking the stop loss. I'm not sure, but it seems like it. Yeah, price has got a bearish imbalance over here, but price made another bullish inside of it. It is not too nice to see that bullish imbalance inside of that bearish one. Bullish imbalance, bearish, bullish again. Seems like it is going to take the stop loss, but let's see. I think I'm not very good at trading at the lunch. What do you guys think about that? I think maybe I should just skip the lunch. Maybe make another live stream, a separate live stream for PM session, and don't touch the price between Okay, what do you guys think about that? It's really choppy, huh? It couldn't take out stop loss, didn't make a new high. These 15-minute candlesticks are looking interesting and weird. I would be surprised if this position hits the take profit. Now let's watch how price reacts to this imbalance. Let me check this normal Nasdaq. Yeah, it didn't take anything too. Yeah, I'm definitely not trading lunch again. I really don't like it. Even though this hits the profit, I still won't like it. If this comes back and takes my full profits, I am definitely not trading lunch ever again. I guess it took that two partials over there. That's a good thing. Risk is lesser right now. Wait a second. Didn't I have... Oh, no, it didn't take the partial entries over here. Okay. Let me put them back. I thought it took the partials, but it didn't. Partials were here. Another here. Yeah, it is coming back lower. Yeah, I'm definitely doing these live streams every day. Every day. Stack that moolah. You in the longs? Well, if price turns back higher, at least someone is getting some profits. And stop taken. without the partials. Yeah, okay, well, price actually printed the SBS pretty well. I'm a little surprised by it, but at least it's nice to see that price is finally respecting the levels more. That means the volume might be getting higher with we are getting closer to second quarter of the year. It's nice to see that, I guess. Great one. Congratulations on your long setup. I really want to keep this session going, and I really want to keep observing the PM session too. I want to see if this finally reverses back lower, just like Ömer said it would. I really want to see, I really want to observe it. Want to see if this does something like that. But I need to go to the gym, and gym is going to get closed. So I have to close this live session here.